welcome to another GameSpot live stream.
We're gonna play some XCom. We're gonna play some XCom.
We're gonna play some XCom, but disappointingly, we are not playing War of the Chosen, but we are playing the free PlayStation Plus version of XCom on PlayStation 4, which is great because if you've never had played XCom before, you get to try it for free. And it's a good game, even though War of the Chosen is much better.
Yeah, we looked it up. Unfortunately, the War of the Chosen is still $40, but you can, if you have not played XCOM 2, you can play this version for free right now. And if you're a huge XCOM fan like us, I would probably spring for War of the Chosen since it's the superior edition of the game. But this is a good way for you to try out a real hard game.
Yeah, and if you like the look of what we're playing here, definitely do that. I mean, I think the original XCOM was $60 still before it went free, but...
Here, go to the game so you can show me dancing.
Okay.
Yeah, see? We're gonna play some XCOM.
So what was he doing? He's
We're
like
gonna play some XCOM.
Alright, let's play some
All right.
XCOM.
I don't guarantee that I will be at peak performance right now because I actually played on PC.
Yeah, ditto.
I played the first game on iPad. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, really?
It was actually pretty good on iPad. Actually, let me put my other guys in Overwatch first if I can even back out. I mean, I'm playing with a gamepad right now. I haven't done that before. So
I actually played the first XCOM on PlayStation 3. I actually played the first XCOM on PlayStation 3, and I found the controls for console actually not too bad. Yeah, they kind of suit it pretty well, and yeah, they didn't release XCOM 2 on console initially, which was strange. But it works. It definitely works.
It was interesting. XCOM 2, like one of the things they did a lot with War of the Chosen was I think they reduced these like round timers where they were just a little bit more generous with the round timers. When I first played XCOM 2, it did feel a little bit unfair sometimes. I don't know. The counter argument is get good by a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I like being able to take my time and pick my moves, and also I'd compulsively go in Overwatch, which usually drives people in the chat nuts. I don't know. What do y'all think of XCOM 2 versus War of the Chosen? Also, there's this little thing called E3 going on.
Oh yeah.
Next week.
We can just have regular E3 chats about XCOM 2.
So,
People know what XCOM is.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to play some XCOM, but I don't know. You guys want to talk Division? You want to talk Battlefield? You want to talk COD Blops? You guys want to talk Anthem?
That Tetris Effect? Game of E3 so far.
You're going to mind control.
Yeah.
Oh, zombies.
By the way, for those of you who don't know, I am Edmond Tran. I am from GameSpot in Australia, and I am in San Francisco along with the rest of the international team to do some E3s. And I'm joined by Aaron Sampson, long-time GameSpot veteran.
Wow, really?
Welcome
Just
to
right up front. Just instant death. That's XCOM.
Yeah, that's right. So if you want to talk about inferior versions of XCOM, I actually started playing XCOM on Vita recently. I know you said you played XCOM on an iPad. I'm playing it on Vita. That's an experience.
Is Vita still a thing? I feel like that got... So,
I think Vita is still a thing. You know, there are still some good games coming out for it, especially if you like indies and like Metroid-style platformers and that kind of stuff. But, yeah. But XCOM on Vita, it's not the best experience. But if you really love XCOM and you want to play it on the train and you don't have an iPad, I would... Yeah, you can play XCOM on that. It's fine.
My question is, does it use the rear tickle feature on Vita?
It doesn't, unfortunately, which I think is a large oversight. Not enough games use the rear touchpad for tickling.
How is that like nobody else picked up on rear tickle?
Well, Japan's definitely picked up on it. There are a lot of good anime games that use it for various purposes. But I don't think it ever really took off with Western releases, unless you are Media Molecule and you used it on Tearaway or Little Big Planet. So is this the first mission that we're playing?
Yeah, it's the first one right after the tutorial.
And you just lost a soldier in it.
Yeah, I'm also trying to divide my attention right now. This is one of those games that actually takes your full attention.
Yeah.
So trying to talk and play at the same time, real tough in this game, but we're going to do it because, I don't know, I'm sure a lot of you out there have already played a lot of XCOM, and I would rather kind of screw around and talk a little bit about E3.
Yeah.
What do you think about Anthem? Where's your head at on Anthem right now?
It's not as good as XCOM 2 or The Chosen, I'll tell you. But Anthem is, it's curious. I'm curious about it. Look, it's got jetpacks, and I like flying around jetpacks. Aside from that, I'm kind of losing steam over those types of games, like Destiny-style, Division-style games, only because they're the kinds of things that take up your entire life. And I feel like as a GameSpot employee, I need to be playing new games to tell all the people about what is hot and what is not. But I will play it. I'll probably play it for a little while and, play with a whole bunch of you guys. I don't know. What do you think?
It's interesting. It has the potential to... I've heard some people saying they kind of want what Mass Effect wasn't out of that game.
Yeah.
Maybe like a Mass Effect Destiny. That's always been kind of the dream, was like a space sim, like a more extensive space sim Destiny style game. Like Destiny is like a mini MMO. They've stripped out everything humanly possible from an MMO down to they're just trying to figure out what will keep you playing that. What is the bare minimum that will keep you playing that game? And I would love to see that expand back into, I don't know, something like the old Star Wars MMO or just something.
Did you play Knights of the Old Republic, or Old Republic rather?
Yeah.
And how was that? I heard it was not bad. And they had that expansion they had an expansion that brought a lot of people back, and apparently it was okay.
It was interesting that game was kind of on its way out, and those guys made it free to play, and they told us that's what pretty much saved that game. It had some really good storylines.
Yeah.
All around. I enjoyed it quite a lot, actually. A surprising amount. I actually played the original Star Wars MMO. I'm blanking on the name right now.
Oh, yeah. I can't... Galaxies?
Somebody in the chat help me. No. Galaxies. I've had so many conversations with Ben Janka, who might be in chat right now, about that game. That was a game... It was so weird. I spent so much time just making campsites in that game. Like, my entire life was just building campsites. And his entire life, I think, was dancing in bars. That's what you did in that game. It
really brings out the inner depths of your personality, your true nature. You're a camper by nature, and Ben Junker is a dancer by nature. And if capitalism didn't exist, that's what we'd be doing with our lives.
It was so weird. Like you could just, that was the thing you could just do in that game. You could just sit around and dance in a bar all day. And you could even just walk away, and I think people would just throw money at your character.
Yeah. Those are good times. MMOs. That's where the crazy stuff on the internet happens.
Yeah.
Cool.
So hopefully Anthem is something a little bit bigger. I mean, right now, everything that Anthem talks about, I feel like, is somebody just read a wiki on what an MMO is. Like, it's got bad guys, and it's got guns, and there's an evil threat. So
that sounds like most video games, Aaron.
I'm kind of hoping it turns out to be a bit more than just kind of the bog standard.
I hope it also is more than just a video game.
Yeah.
That's Anthem. I am looking forward to, speaking of XCOM, I'm looking forward to some strategy games at E3. I am looking forward to seeing Total War 3 Kingdoms. I've never really been a big Total War guy, even though I really wanted to get into the series. You should disarm that. And 3 Kingdoms, though. I love me some Chinese history, and I love me some, Dynasty Warriors and that kind of stuff. So I am looking forward to that, and seeing whether that gets me into the game.
My theory with Dynasty Warriors is that it's actually a lumberjack simulator.
What do you mean by that?
So everybody just kind of stands there and you just chop them down.
Yeah.
It's like a wood chopping simulator.
Yeah.
It was. I feel like it's the fantasy that a lumberjack has when they're just cutting down the woods. They're like,
they want a bunch of really, really weak saplings that just carve through.
This is so satisfying, and how do I make a game out of this? All right, y'all just stand there, like hundreds of you, and I'm going to chop you down, and this is going to feel real good.
Yeah, no, Dynasty Warriors style games definitely do have an audience there. And I think that some of the Nintendo the Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem Warriors and I think Dragon Quest, so they were pretty good. They added some like mechanics to that game. So yeah, it's kind of on the up and up. But I can't believe you got someone killed in action on the
Noob Squad. Commander wants to have a word with me about getting part of Noob Squad killed.
Yeah.
You know, I do remember with XCOM 2, actually, this was one of those games where you'd probably, like, die. You'd probably, like, lose the game and then realize you had lost the game a couple hours later the first time you played it.
That's the thing with XCOM, especially vanilla XCOM 2, is that it doesn't give you a lot of chances to bounce back, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, it encourages you to, you know, own your failures, but it doesn't give you many chances to, resolve those strategies.
There's also... There's like plenty of those BS moments where your guy walks up to another guy with a shotgun with like a 90% chance to hit, and he's your favorite guy that you've had for you for like a week, and he misses his 90%er and just gets capped in the face.
That's
and then
XCOM.
Turn into a zombie, and then you have to kill him again.
Yeah. Those are the moments that make XCOM memorable, though. The bullshit moments.
It's true.
Someone in the chat mentioned Mario plus Rabbids on Switch, which took the XCOM formula and made it more accessible. I think they did a really smart thing in like getting rid of the percentages. Well, not really getting rid of them, but it was only like it would always be 100, 0, or 50, so you would kind of know if it was going to hit or not, or like maybe, and like at least you knew it was going to be a coin toss. So I appreciated that.
Chief engineer at your service. You were
And she's
probably
the-
expecting to see my father. In all that's happened, I'm guessing
She's-
Central
she's-
didn't tell you yet.
She's really sad about her dad who
Gone.
died in the
Dad
first
gave
XCOM.
Everything he had to get us this
Did you ever play XCOM Bureau, actually?
I did actually. That was the Australian-developed third-person shooter. It was basically Mad Men plus XCOM. I think I got into it for a few hours because I enjoyed the Mass Effect-style shooting. There are problems. It was kind of like bland at best.
I'm not sure permadeath worked with that type of game
Yeah.
because you die so often in a first-person shooter just normally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess it was third person.
It was a third-person shooter.
Yeah.
It was a third-person shooter with like squad command sort of mechanics. But yeah, it had a good aesthetic. I
think that-
enjoyed the aesthetic.
That one's come up on the cheap seats in Steam a couple times. I'd pick it up for a couple dollars just for the experience.
Yeah, I think like, XCOM in different eras is an interesting thing to do.
One thing that kind of blows me away is that XCOM 2 never came to Switch. Like, if there was ever a Switch
Dude.
game.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if they can bring XCOM to Vita, they can bring XCOM on Switch. So everyone go tweet Jake Solomon and tell him to bring it on Switch. Although I'm sure he is very aware at how good that would be.
Sometimes I just wonder why these companies hate money. I mean, there's some games where it's like, take my money. Like, why has there never been a Battlefield compilation? Like,
Oh yeah.
why hasn't EA just remastered Battlefield 2 and just done a Battlefield compilation?
Wouldn't that be hard to like get a multiplayer match in if everyone was fragmented across different games? Although they there was there was a game that came out recently. I think it was Street Fighter 30th anniversary collection, which had online for 4 different Street Fighter games that merged the lobbies. So you would just wait and kind of just like whenever there was a game in any of them, you would just go straight into it, which is a great idea. But I think for Battlefield, probably a little more convoluted. Probably more complicated.
There's got to be a creative solution. I mean, I know like the Halo compilation had some real bad problems, and I think still has some real bad problems.
Yeah.
All right, rookies, time to step up so I can kill you again.
That guy needs to wear a hat.
Serving as our demolition
I can't remember if there were fedoras in this version of the game.
I think they were definitely fedoras.
whenever and wherever we need.
Blue Drago on YouTube says, any good strategy for beginner XCOM 2 I'm playing right now. I think XCOM 2 is probably not the best game for if you haven't played a lot of tactical games, although there is an easy difficulty setting.
As you already mentioned this, but it's the type of game where it's not beginner friendly, but that's okay. Like you have to give yourself permission in this game to actually restart a couple of times.
Definitely.
Because you'll lose and you'll not know it for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you should be afraid of that. I mean, you obviously learn a lot about the game. And I think the satisfaction of XCOM's sort of flanking system and tactical like turn-based strategy is every shot you land, it feels really good. So yeah.
I also feel like, again, I think War of the Chosen was a little bit more forgiving in certain ways. There were friendly AI soldiers who would fight alongside you, which
Yeah,
is really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, War of the Chosen does some really interesting things. So for those not familiar, it has sort of a random element to it. Like the alien sort of commanders that come after you, it can have a variety of different abilities that you have to sort of deal with, and you won't be able to prepare for very far in advance. But yeah, that game was received quite well, and I think that's part of the reason why they put XCOM 2 on PlayStation Plus this month, because they want you to buy War of the Chosen.
Yes, so the stream we're doing right now, this is a free game, just to call out from Darius in the chat.
Yeah.
PS Plus games of June are Trials Fusion, which we gave an 8, and XCOM 2, which we gave a 9.
Yeah. Obviously, it's not technically free. You need to be a PlayStation Plus subscriber. But I think XCOM 2 has had free weekends on Steam before to promote War of the Chosen. So yeah.
All right, Noob Squad.
All right. So
Let's go get more of you killed. I got to equip one of my soldiers with
a health pack.
Yeah, you know, not get him totally killed. Good question with games with gold. Actually, there's a. Usually, a lot of what we stream is based on interest, audience interest.
Who doesn't like XCOM, right?
Yeah, if there's a lot of interest in the games, Xbox games with gold, we can definitely do that.
What is on Xbox games with gold
It's
month, Aaron?
It's weird, actually. Like, I don't know. Ed and I have both been here for a long time, and we have watched the console wars, and we've watched them flip. So we used to, like, GameSpot used to cover a lot of Xbox 360 over PlayStation 3. And it was never a bias on our part. It was actually that developers would just always send us the 360 code first, and we would go with whatever they sent us first.
Yeah. For a long time, the Xbox 360 was dominating the market there, wouldn't you say?
Totally. And it wasn't just gamers, it was developers too. Every developer we talked to with the PS3 said it was just a hard platform to develop for.
Yeah, which is why they changed their tune, or like made sure that the PS4 was a developer's console. I remember when they were announcing it at E3, they would have those videos with a bunch of developers being like, "Oh, it's so easy to make games on this thing, and it's the best, and PlayStation 4 is going to change the world," and so on and so forth. Then we got Knack. But we've moved on.
Did we get Knack 2?
We did get Knack 2.
Did anybody want Knack 2?
I think... yes. There are a few fans of Knack. I think a lot of people like Knack, ironically. But yeah, I think I haven't played Knack 2. Have you?
Was there a reason?
Not.
Was there a reason to play it?
I mean, Knack was supposed to be a tech demo for PS4's ability to process a bunch of different like little shapes and like polygons and all that kind of stuff. Because like Knack would build himself up with a million different things. But yeah.
I still have my Xbox 360 though. I actually, I still love Xbox 360.
How many Xbox 360s have you gone through?
2 at this point, but they were fast. They sent it back to me. Mine red ringed playing Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, and I have no regrets.
I hear that game is good. I've never played Nuts and Bolts. Although that's not to say that PlayStation 3 didn't have hardware problems too. I had my disk drive die on my PlayStation 3 like twice. So...
The one thing with this generation of PlayStation is the controllers. Like, these controllers die so fast. Do you remember the PlayStation 3 controller? So? PlayStation 3 controller lasted forever. These controllers, I have to plug in daily.
Oh, really? You're a power user, Aaron Sampson.
I play a lot of shooters, and so my controllers are just always like...
The only issue I have with the DualShock Force is that the old models, the rubber on the sticks wore out so quickly. Like, after Destiny 1, like... that my rubber was gone. Anyway. Yeah, so...
What, UFC... I think it was one of the UFC games, actually, that were like...
Oh, where you had to rub the sticks in
yeah.
order to do the grappling?
I think Justin Calvert literally, like... I think he simultaneously, like, rubbed the stick off and his, like, half of his thumb trying to grapple in that game.
Yeah, that was like the modern-day Mario Party.
PlayStation 4 is the clear kind of... sales winner this time around, but I want to see old Microsoft. Like, I want Microsoft to do something.
Well, they have their chance to prove it to us next week at E3, and you can watch all the coverage on GameSpot.com. And we'll also be streaming on Twitch. We've got a stage show with a bunch of shows, bunch of live demos, lots of great games, and lots of great guests.
What, in your mind, what would Xbox One have to do to get back on top?
I think Xbox One X did a lot of great things because it is a fantastic, it makes games look fantastic, rather. A lot of third-party games just simply look better on Xbox One X. Subtle differences, you know, if you aren't really discerning with that kind of stuff, it probably doesn't make a difference. But if you're a graphics nerd like me, you get really anxious over making sure you're playing the best version. But I think what Xbox needs is good exclusive games. And that's what Sony has going for it right now, and Xbox needs to show that they can do the same thing.
I'm going to take a shot.
Alan Perez on YouTube asks, is XCom worth downloading? I think it definitely is. It's definitely one of my favorite games. From like the past decade, really. Firaxis did a really good reboot, and I think give XCOM 2 a try if you have PlayStation Plus and haven't played it before, and if you like what you see, we would all recommend that you download War of the Chosen, which significantly changes and improves the game.
It's just straight up a superior version, but it'll cost you $40 to actually get that edition.
But hey, a lot of people did still like XCOM 2.
I mean, we gave it a 9.
This
game is an excellent game.
It is an excellent game. Eric Queen says, don't take the shot. I think it's too late. But actually, it worked out fine.
I'm not going to, because we're talking and playing, I can't really split my attention.
It's going to be YOLO squad and like blow everything up with launches.
Just, I know that I will probably get a bunch of people killed this run while also trying to talk about E3 and Anthem and stuff.
That's the thing, though. Like, you need to... XCOM is one of those games where you grow an attachment to your squad because they can die. And a big part of it is customizing them, which we aren't doing. And I think when you start customizing people and naming them after your friends and family, the game becomes something else.
That sounds both amazing and horrifying. I don't know if I ever went as far as...
Friends and family.
Friends and family. I did other GameSpot employees, so, you know, Ed, if you die, it was for the cause.
Yeah. But, you can get a lot of good stories out of XCOM when you name and customize your characters. But, yeah.
This is always dangerous pushing ahead of your skirmish line because you might run into an enemy squad, so... Yeah,
you can because you can't see the enemies initially, and when you do get sight of them, they get a free move, which a lot of people say is bullshit, and I kind of agree. Like, for their example, like someone's shooting that interceptor device, but we can't see them.
Hey, Baki B, welcome to the chat. For those of you just joining us, we're looking at the PS Plus games of June, which are XCOM 2 and Trials Fusion. Both excellent games, but we would love to talk to you guys about anything, including games you're excited for E3 coming up. Yes. Because press conferences start this weekend.
Yeah. So we've got EA's up first, right, on the Saturday, PT.
And then
Bethesda.
Ooh, Fallout 76.
Is that one of your most anticipated, Ryan?
I don't know. So, I was a little bit disappointed by Fallout 4.
Okay.
Fallout 3 was all about emergent storytelling. You just kind of
stumbled upon things.
And it was really good at subverting your expectations. Like, you would think that you were going into a story, and it would turn out to not be what you thought by the end of it. Fallout 4, I was 60 hours into it when I realized that I was really supposed to have pledged to one of the two original factions. Was it like Iron Battalion and the Jump Farmers? I don't know what they were.
You mean the Brotherhood of Steel and others? Yeah, I enjoyed Fallout 4 when I played it. I got to a point in the story where I had to pick between one of 3 factions and I had to betray one of them, and from then it was too hard of a decision to make. Decided not to do it, put it down, never went back to it. But I do love, I think Fallout 1 and 2 on the PC are some of my favorite games, like in history. And Fallout 3 was very good. There has been some speculation that this may not be a traditional Fallout game.
So yeah, it may end up being I think I'm supposed to hack this or destroy it. I'm just going to shoot.
You're supposed to protect it, Aaron.
But I want to blow things up. All right, hang on. I'm going to blow up.
I mean,
the
you can
corner.
fail the mission and we can keep playing.
So you know what's really cool actually was I was in the middle of playing the first XCOM game when I started playing Rainbow Six Siege, and it inspired me to just start ripping holes in walls.
Yeah.
Like I defeated a mission where they were going to funnel me through a doorway by realizing from playing Rainbow Six Siege that I could just rip through walls and come in sideways.
That's really one of the really great
XCOM.
things about XCOM. Like, yeah, like you can blow up buildings to like kill enemies on top of a roof, for example. And yeah, make your own sort of flanking positions.
I do not want a 31% shot. I only got one turn. Should I hack a thing? I don't think that would really help me right now. I should probably just hunker down.
Yeah.
No, I can Overwatch. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, the way I typically play this game, which may not be as exciting as what we're doing now, is to like only move and Overwatch, right? It's like just move incrementally. And I think with all the Chosen, they have some strategies to sort of stop you from relying on that tactic.
Yeah, although it is satisfying to just, I don't know, like it slows the game down for sure.
Yeah, but it is satisfying to get a perfect run.
50, see, like line of sight, 51%. This game is definitely steeped in, I guess, classic dice throws.
Yeah.
Like there's so many times where what you're looking at isn't what you're getting.
Yeah.
Like you can literally be standing in front of somebody and be
definitely
dropping a 46% chance.
I mean, he's not even in cover. He's just standing there. Like his head is very visible, and he's got a big alien head.
Who else I got? You don't need to reload yet. I don't have any rangers because I think I got that ranger killed.
Oh yeah.
So we're just gonna do my favorite move, which is to just put everybody in Overwatch.
Yeah, and see what happens.
Pray for the best. Let's move you into a better position.
On the move.
She's already dazed and confused. I still have one more turn on that other guy, right? Yes. Okay.
Maybe you should climb the building, blow a hole in the roof, and do death from above.
I mean,
or just take this shot, like flip a coin. That's a coin flip.
That's what I love about this game, though.
But you won't.
Oh, he had to break that window.
He needs to prop his minigun on the sill. You know, that's how he gets that 50% chance.
It's just
it's
so
the
heavy.
stability that the frame or window frame gives him.
I think Ryan Schubert, who's in the chat, and I first streamed this game on iPad, actually. The original one,
You
not
streamed
this
it
game.
on iPad. We played it.
We streamed it on iPad.
Oh, really?
We went
Nice.
full on iPad stream the first time we played this game. All right, this kind of thing just makes me want to walk behind him and just say hello.
Yeah, but because if you kill him, the mind control guy will be gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good strategy.
We're just
Unless
gonna-
you reveal more people. You're not even in cover.
I don't need no cover.
See, that's 80.
87% chance.
Oh man.
What would happen if I just put him on Overwatch here and was like,
No, don't, because he can hit you with. Wait, I don't know if a melee attack triggers Overwatch.
"Do you feel lucky, punk?" All right, let's just shoot and hope I don't go through him and blow the thing I
gotta
need.
protect the friggin' interceptor.
Because you can do that too. You can actually fire through things.
Yeah.
All right, go to sleep, zombie.
I must say, this game has very good Australian accents.
Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
Well done, flawless.
I-
We weren't even trying. We were trying a little bit.
We tried a little bit.
I think the first mission in XCOM's always are a little bit harder to make you realize, yeah, your soldiers can die, and that's something you just need to get used to. I remember the tutorial. The tutorial in the first XCOM game ended in everyone dying, and you having to start from scratch, and yeah, you just have to deal with that stuff.
That feels very fitting.
Yeah, it's very fitting.
I refuse to reload saves in the first XCOM, but in this one, I don't think you can do it the first time you play it. You have to learn the game first before you can commit to.
That's not true, because I definitely did that in XCOM 2 full-heartedly, but I think it is buried a little bit more. Yeah.
We can also play some Trials Fusion if people want us to.
You decide. Trials is
An impressive performance, Command.
usually a good time.
Skills are improving with every deployment.
Right, so what he turned to?
Warframe, yeah. Mazkid's talking about Warframe. I mean, I know people love Warframe too, and I think Anthem is invariably going to be compared to Warframe, and Warframe is way ahead of Anthem just in terms of mechanics.
Oh, Warframe has been out for like years, right?
Yeah. I mean, Anthem probably is going to be directly compared to Warframe by anybody who plays that game.
Yeah.
It was funny, actually. Was playing Warframe the other day, and it's oddly satisfying how you can just sort of like make little dolphin moves with your ship when you're flying in from orbit.
Oh yeah, I've never played Warframe, so. Yeah.
And also,
you get to fly your ship?
Not really. I mean, it's kind of the loading screen from Destiny, but you can do like funny like dolphin maneuvers. But you can also walk around inside of your ship, which is really something like I want that in Destiny. I want some player housing.
Yeah, I mean, you get all those custom ship skins, and you can look at them, and that's about it.
First, we'll need to assign an engineer to the task.
We're definitely not going to be playing long enough to see this excavation through.
5 days is alright.
Y'all have 5 days? No, we're going to be in E3 in 5 days. What do you want me to do next? Do you want me to look at my event queue? Do you want me to?
Commander, we have a secure transmission coming through.
Oh, secure transmission.
Patching it through to your quarters.
Let's go to our quarters, Aaron. Can we customize the quarters? That would be good. In XCom. I don't think you can.
Hello, Commander. Is this normal? There are aliens.
The council you once knew is no more. Its membership have all sworn loyalty to the Advent administration.
Yeah, that's the thing with XCom too. You are a guerrilla force rather than a defending force.
The main man.
The main man. And yeah, I guess it kind of encourage like guerrilla tactics more, like so you can do things like evacuate, like really ahead of time if you needed to, and just like hit them hard and run away.
That's true. You can actually get out of a lot of these missions if it's going bad. You can actually just choose to escape.
Yeah, but you got to call in the ship and wait for it and hold out, which is interesting. It's an interesting mechanic.
Dee's asking something we touched on a little bit. Should we buy the expansion? If you have an extra $40, War of the Chosen is the superior version of this game.
Yeah.
And this game's already rated a 9. So if you have the money to spare, I would go right to War of the Chosen. It's just a better version of XCOM 2.
There are additional packs for XCOM 2 Vanilla, like Shed's Last Gift. There's something else as well. I forget the name of it. But they're okay. But yeah, War of the Chosen is the way to go.
Commander, our current position is here.
Dark Hayes saying Warframe actually listened to their community and Bungie only listened to the YouTubers. It's such a
man, like that new I already forget what it's called. Forsaken.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're actually starting to listen to the community now. Like it's focused on the end game. It's focused on the hardcore players, which is interesting. I thought they'd be like, hey, we need to get more new players into this, but you know.
The tough part is like the YouTubers are your loudest people. They're the guys who have to literally make a living on your game, and they're going to burn through your content way faster than you ever intended it to.
Yeah.
I don't, like it's a problem when we review games too. We have to play games very quickly, and I've been playing Destiny 2 Warmind at casual speed because I don't have time to raid anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it. Like when you're not trying to get through all of the content at once. I mean, hell, like I'm still completing Curse of Osiris content because I opened that menu for the Forge and was like, nope, I am not grinding for this crap. But now I'm doing it in the next expansion and really enjoying it. So that's such a weird thing though, because YouTubers are going to be the loudest guys, and
yeah, and like at the end of the day, sometimes I just want to play for half an hour, and have some good gun feel, and maybe get some loot, and I'll be happy.
Destiny 2 is really good for casual players. To be honest, they were too good to casual players. They were so afraid of not giving guys like me. They wanted guys like me to get everything that hardcore players could get, which was unfair to hardcore players. Like I even thought it was unfair to hardcore players. It's cool if you play a ton of this game and I don't have time to play a ton of this game, you can have the flaming Fist of Doom sword or whatever. You know, you earned it, right?
At first I really appreciated how streamlined Destiny 2 was in that respect, but yes, I can kind of see that because I ended up hitting max level with 3 different characters, and it's like, okay, I would never have done that in Destiny 1. Hater asks XCOM or XCOM 2. I would say XCOM 2 with War of the Chosen. But XCOM 1 is still a good game
I'll
too.
send word when it's up and running.
If you commute, and again, like we were hoping it'd be on Switch, and apparently you said XCOM 2 is on Vita.
XCOM 1 is on Vita.
XCOM 1 is on Vita.
It's actually like a diminished version of the iPad version, I think. But yeah, if you have an iPad or Vita, you can play XCOM on it. But I'd probably recommend iPad. Actually, is XCOM 2 on iPad? I'm gonna look that up.
The iPad version of XCOM War Within. Hang on.
Enemy Within.
Enemy Within. I think I gotta wait here for the scientist. It's actually not. It's just like a faithful version of the game. I used to ride the bus to work, and I almost missed my bus stop multiple times just on a crazy turn. And it's pretty cool. With the iPad version, you could stop anytime you needed, and like instantly, if this is your stop on the bus, you just hit stop, and like as soon as you fire it back up, you're good to go again.
It's just been playing on a regular PS4. It is. It's not a pro. I think there are pro updates, pro benefits to playing this on a more expensive version of the PS4 console, but this holds up. You don't need fantastic graphics for an XCOM game, although it does still look good. Those aliens are still pretty scary.
All right, I got my sniper. This guy, let's see. Can he take a? We'll probably do like 1 or 2 more missions just because. XCOM's an awesome game, but I think you get the gist of it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, I can weapon upgrade.
Basically, the point of the stream is to say, if you haven't played XCOM 2, you can give it a try. It's a good game.
Scope. Oh, I want my
if
scope.
you really like it, go get War of the Chosen.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
the
best thing that we can say is this is great for free, but War of the Chosen, I just cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah, it's very good. Phoenix Point. That's a good mention by Booster or Hartley. Phoenix Point is the project from Julian Gollop, I think that's his name, who is the original creator of XCOM on PC, and that's his new take on the tactical strategy game, which is upcoming. Phoenix Point, I will tell you.
Also,
when it's coming out.
This game needs to come to Switch. I mean, I know they have
totally.
Mario plus Rabbids, which is technically the weirdest mashup in history, but also really fun and like a faithful XCOM style game.
It worked. Phoenix Point is coming out in December 2018, and Julian Gollop, the creator of XCOM, is behind it. Yeah, Mario plus Rabbids. Okay, if you have never played one of these games before, that's a really good one to get into. That's not to say it's easy. Like, it gets really friggin' hard.
I feel like Mario plus Rabbids had to prove that they were not XCOM, and in doing so, they actually made themselves in some ways harder than XCOM.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's got like more of a focus on movement and like being really aggressive, I find. And it also puts an emphasis on getting like perfect runs and like not having anyone die.
And oddly enough, you have to be okay with Mario dying. like getting shot in the face.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Mario with guns. I forgot about that aspect of it.
Which is cool. We here at GameSpot play a lot of shooters, and I firmly believe video games are video games and fantasy, and I don't like to get into the violent debate. But it is funny to see Mario. It's pretty badass, actually.
Dude,
Mario with a gun.
Every time you see Luigi go into Overwatch and like snipe a rabbit from like a 1,000 kilometers away with his like Luigi death stare, it's so good. Like, that game is worth it just for that. It's so funny.
To be fair, rabbids are dicks.
Yeah, rabbits are dicks.
By design.
I hate rabbits, but this got me into rabbits. I can see the appeal of rabbits now.
Is it just too much blah?
It's too much blah. It's that minion thing of being an annoyingly cute thing that it's like you hate to love it. You know what I mean? Yeah, good game.
I see.
Donkey Kong DLC is coming out soon too.
Goob's in the chat asking about favorite classes. I don't know, Goob, what's your favorite? I feel like I haven't played this game in a while, so at the risk of saying the wrong name, Recon Sniper class is
I mean, snipers are always great in this stuff, but I really love the drone stuff they introduced in this one. It's pretty good.
I feel like you win XCOM though as soon as you get your your railgun type weapons with your with your recon snipers. Those are just death machines. There's a certain point where you've upgraded your snipers in this game to the point where I feel like they just cannot be beat. It's weird. I have mixed feelings about this stealth phase.
I like it. I like it because I love it when you execute a really good ambush and it goes into that weird, that really cool cinematic mode and goes through everyone as they fire off their shots. The thing with vanilla XCOM is that you can't go back to the stealth mode, but in War of the Chosen,
that's right. The Reapers can.
Yeah, they can. Go back into a stealth mode and sort of set up another ambush.
This whole, I don't know. How do you feel about this whole first running phase? Because sometimes I feel like it's a waste of time. There's like 2 turns of running before you even get to the...
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I don't know if it's necessary for me to run this far to engage. They could probably start you 1 or 2 turns up in this game.
So Stephen Kramer on YouTube asks, what platforms is this for? XCOM 2 is on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. We're playing the PS4 version now. I recommend it on PC. XCOM 1 is available on iPad, PS3, PC, Xbox 360, Vita. Yeah, they're all good games.
Since we're on stream, I'm not going to think about my turns too much. I'm just going to start shooting things because that's more entertaining for you guys to watch. So let me push up here and... they're going to be flanking me already if I do that. And I don't have my skeleton suit yet to get high. And if I jump here, I might get shot in the back.
Yeah.
No, he's just a dude. He's just a chump standing at a gas station. I have 11 turns. Okay, so I actually have to pay attention to what I'm trying to do. I didn't actually pay attention to my objective. I'm rescuing the VIP. So maybe I want to go stealth for a little bit. Just thinking out loud here. Let's just start running up. I'm going to push until something bad happens. Oh, how do I go up a level? I'm on a new control.
Yeah, I think it's the R1 buttons. Is that right?
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. So yeah, this is...
That's all
I feel like this is the new
revealed.
XCOM form that works really well on a controller. That might just be me. I enjoy controller configurations, but obviously mouse and keyboard gives you a lot of flexibility.
The one nice thing about controller is that I have, for some reason, on PC, I've accidentally initiated moves a ton of times.
Yeah, like your finger can slip a lot easier.
That's generally a problem in XCOM, actually. I kind of wish there was a feature that you could do once around, which was just kind of a take back, or like I accidentally hit this button.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to pay some cost for, oops, I didn't mean to run out into the open.
Yeah. There's a few strategy games that do that, like Into the Breach that came out earlier this year has an undo button for a lot of your movement phases, which is really handy. Nintendo Happy says, I want this game on Nintendo Switch. Surprising.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch would be a really good move for this. So the hostage is here. Okay. I probably should actually pay attention now. Let's run this guy up and see if we can free our hostage.
You gotta sprint all the way there.
Don't run into... Let's go. Overwatch. I don't know. I'm an Overwatch fiend.
I also like Overwatch. That's a good game too. And if you haven't seen it, the making of Overwatch League series on GameSpot is a pretty good watch, if I do say so myself. A bunch of people here worked on that. Tamora, Lucy, Joey, and Richard. Looks really good. Interviews with Jeff Kaplan and all those dudes.
We're trying to see if esports are going to take off and become a thing.
I hear they're like real sports, but on the computer.
Actually, I was talking about esports, like the...
Oh, esports?
Yeah,
yeah. Electronic cutlery.
I don't like... Are you guys going to watch esports? It's technically just a sport. It's just sports. It's just sports.
In Australia, they have Rocket League esports on free-to-air television, or they will very soon, which is interesting. And Overwatch League is obviously going to do stuff like that too and make it more accessible.
Welcome to the stream, Skyrim Guides. We're playing PS Plus games of June, which are XCOM 2 and Trials. We'll probably just play some XCOM. I'm going to go ahead and just get real sloppy because this game's not that entertaining to watch if you're not fighting. Oh, I got my sniper up and running. But we're also talking a bunch about E3. We would love to hear what you guys think about, what you're excited for. Do you guys want to play Anthem? Have you guys seen?
You really want to play Anthem, dude.
I just want to talk about Anthem because it's the not Destiny. That's kind of
Yeah.
what it is right now. Okay. Let me think, and you talk about Anthem.
Yeah, look. Let's see. Let's see what it ends up being. Bob Jones says, I want more FPS games on Switch. Have you played Doom or Wolfenstein on Switch?
Have not. Have you?
I have not. So I don't know if they work very well or not. Although I must say, I don't really like playing the Switch in handheld mode. I don't think the analog stick is very good for it. Bob Jones says, I want Anthem to be good Iron Man shooting dinos game. That sounds good to me.
Ooh, will there be dinos in that game? That's a good question. I just killed that street sign. Screw you, street sign.
Well, would you look at that?
Run for your life.
So what else are you looking forward to at E3, Aaron?
So, oh god, if you want to talk about, I don't know, I'm always talking about Battlefield. I can't help it. It's a game I always talk about. Man, the Battlefield reveal was so weird, but it was weird because they gave us a 3-hour demonstration of, oh shit.
Yeah.
I just made a bad mistake. That was real bad. I should have
That
done
man
that.
is dead. Oh, they did a scatter move. That's so funny. But he's still dead.
Oh, that guy is definitely dead. You guys are going to watch me get a hostage killed. I don't even have a smoke grenade. I don't have anything to save his life. Screw that guy. I didn't really want him anyway.
You're not in a
Man.
good position here.
This is... can I lob a grenade far enough? I doubt it.
No, those can go pretty far. You should give it a shot.
All right.
Oh, wait for the sniper? Like from there, maybe.
Should I just say, screw you, hostage? You take away his
that
cover. Well, you know, he's going to die. It's cool. We're just going to let him. Goodbye, hostage. Your life was short and in a van.
I love that soldier's wearing chopsticks.
Yeah, so I'm curious what we'll see of Battlefield. The reveal stream was underwhelming for everybody who wasn't a streamer. All the Battlefield streamers and the press outlets got a 3-hour demo of that game, which made it seem real friggin' fantastic.
So you saw it, right?
They showed us gameplay. We haven't done any hands-on.
Okay.
But the fortification system seems awesome. The ammo scarcity system seems awesome. I'm down with customization. Like, I get that people are saying it's pulling them out of the immersion of the game, but I don't know. I've been wanting a Bad Company style Battlefield game for forever. So if there's crazy dudes with war paint on their face, I just don't care.
It's a game where you can jump out of a jet, snipe a dude, and then fall back into your own jet and keep on going.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think that's what people are worried about. Like, I've heard some pretty interesting arguments from people that I think the customization freaked people out because they are worried about microtransactions.
Oh, right.
Like, they maybe even rightfully so. They got burned by Battlefront 2, which, somebody was on Overwatch.
Yeah, he did. Oh,
You go, hostage, you go.
this worked out well.
They got burned by Battlefront, and that makes me so sad too because Battlefront was just killed by like bad marketing and bad microtransactions, but I friggin' loved it. Like, Criterion knocked it out of the park with the air combat.
Oh, dude, that space combat was so good.
I
liked it. I enjoyed playing it a lot.
I mean, it made me feel like there could be another X-Wing game, and I want those air controls in Battlefield proper. Not getting, like, just clearly knowing what you were doing and the scenarios. I loved everything in Battlefront 2 except for the one thing that just absolutely sunk that game in everybody's mind. So people are freaked out. There's no, to bring it full circle, so there's no premium pass this time around. So I think people are freaked out about the customization is just going to become the new thing that breaks the game. It's going to be the new thing that they have to pay for that they don't want to.
And if you've just joined us, we are playing the free PSN Plus games for this month. We are playing XCom 2 currently. We might flip it over to Trials at some point after this mission, perhaps.
Probably right after this mission if we're going to do it. Oh, 52%.
And if you're a PS Plus subscriber, you will get these games for free.
Disappointing me, Sniper.
Although, we will say that if you liked XCOM 2,
right,
you
do
should
it.
get the War of the
I have faith in you.
Trojans.
Yes.
That was a really good shot. Well done.
We'll flip over
Molly
to
Green.
Trials right after this. Ed mentioned before that he dangerously names people in this game after people he actually cares about, which...
It makes the game so much more intense.
Yeah, this game has permadeath. That is an emotionally dangerous thing to do. Where's my other bad guys at before I commit to this move? Yeah, you do Overwatch. Anybody else got Overwatch? Who can you kill? Why don't we just use some excessive force here? Generally in this game you don't want to use explosives if you don't have to, because the enemies don't drop their the goodies.
Yeah, but it's so safe and effective.
And satisfying.
Yeah.
And deadly. Is that it?
Did you do it?
Let's go VIP. You potentially run into another group of enemies and die. Because the project needs you. Nope, they're still...
Reinforcements.
And I don't have anybody in Overwatch. Goob says, they named a guy after me and then he instantly died. You're welcome, Goob. Oh, they're all on top of the hostage now. Oh, I did have Overwatch.
Good old bowling man.
You kill that sign with
He was
bullets.
really off.
The other thing coming out tomorrow, I think they just said Parabellum's coming out for Siege tomorrow.
Oh yeah, is that right?
This is probably not a popular opinion, but I really want that original hostage mode from Rainbow Six Siege, where you could actually move the hostage around like a football, and the hostage would like talk to you.
Like what? Like pass him to like
There-
teammates and stuff.
Yeah, so in the original trailer for Rainbow Six Siege, the hostage could actually be moved. So they would do the scouting phase, and then the defending team could actually just move them around the house wherever they wanted to.
So if they could place them in a different location that might not be known to the attacking team.
Which I thought was actually really cool. I would enjoy a free roam hostage mode. I think it would be a lot of fun if they could pull that off.
Eric Green says that man was not bowling. He had a high forehead. I disagree. That man is going bald very soon. And the stress of shooting alien men is going to accelerate that process. Steve Kramer says, so no hope of getting first XCOM port to Android or Switch. I think XCOM 1, it's on iPad. I'm not sure if it's on Android. I will look that up for you.
Why
right
would
now.
they? I mean, like obviously, it's probably just technical limit. Oh, I think I can even.
Oh, XCOM Enemy Within is on the Google Play Store, and it's a good game too. So if you have a Android tablet, it's a good place to play XCOM 1, the Enemy Within expansion. I enjoy that game too.
Honestly, I recommend it on iPad too. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
If you have an iPad and that's all you got to work with, I enjoyed that game on iPad.
Yeah,
honestly.
It's a good place for it. J. Killer on YouTube asks, "Is this on PS4 Pro?" We are playing it on a regular PS4.
Let's roll that die.
But I do think I'm pretty sure that XCOM 2 has PS4 Pro support too.
Oh, he's got 2 turns. He can totally extract. Get out of there, scientist. And
the PlayStation Store says XCOM 2 supports PS4 Pro, enhanced graphics.
I have yet to pick up a Pro, but it would definitely be the next thing that I mean, I don't know. Like at this point, it just feels like that's normal, and this is kind of old.
Yeah. Actually, I saw a lot of people of my colleagues play God of War on the original PlayStation 4, and it looks really damn good. But I myself have a Pro because
frame rate was way better, right?
Frame rate was way better. I got a Pro when I started playing Final Fantasy 15, and it was on my original PlayStation, and I was like, I can't handle this chuggy frame rate, so I got a Pro, and that's kind of the stupid stuff that I tend to do with my money.
Oh, I can just blow that up. Who's got a grenade left? Anybody got a grenade left?
Yeah, let's end this with a bang.
Who's got a grenade? You got a grenade. I don't know if you're close enough. You can run and throw a grenade.
This is a YOLO mode. Uh-oh.
I feel like she's behind cover.
Yeah.
She's running behind cover.
Yeah, she's behind another dude.
You just burned your Overwatch guy. Now you're on a truck, which is flammable.
Boom, she says.
Take that, Uber.
Can you get semi-trailers on Uber? That'd be pretty good.
Is everybody dead? Say something if you're not dead.
Speaking of semi-trailers, we will have one of those at E3 apparently, outside the convention center, so you don't need to pass to come visit the GameSpot semi-trailer. I think it's going to have Fortnite stuff on it, right? Is that right?
We're going to play some Fortnite, yeah. We have a truck.
It's a Fortnite battle bus.
We have a big truck. We're going to play some Fortnite because Fortnite is this generation's GoldenEye. I'm just going to go out here and say it.
Wow, all right, big call, dude.
I
actually, no, yeah. Chill. This generation is going to grow up. In about 20 years, I'll look back on Fortnite fondly.
I honestly think it is. I have children, and they, when they've been on the playground for the past couple of months, that's all the kids talk about. They're just sitting on a playground talking about Fortnite. That time they went to Tilted and like
your
dropped
kids
that
aren't
team.
old enough to be playing Fortnite legally. No. The ESRB would have a fit.
My kids aren't playing Fortnite. My kids are too young. It's the other kids on the playground who are all talking about Fortnite all the time.
Goop Shoot Riot says, is that the battle rig? I believe that is the battle rig. Yeah, so it's the semi-trailer outside E3. So if you're in LA, come check it out. I think Justin McDonald is going to host it, so come say hi to her. Eric Green says, is Tay driving the trailer? I'm going to say yes. Yes, Steve Kramer, you can get XCom on Android. Enjoy that on your tablets. When will we play Trials?
Let's do it next.
When we evac all of our soldiers and congratulate ourselves on a good mission. On a mission well done. Yeah, and if you're not in LA for E3, you can watch our sweet stage show on twitch.tv or here on YouTube if you're on YouTube, as well as GameSpot.com. We're going to have demos of all the hottest new games. I'm pretty sure they're all the hottest new games. A lot of good games, as well as a few of our celebrity guests. Well, yeah, they're celebrity guests. Like people like The New Day from WWE. We have Kind of Funny. We have Funhouse. What's Good Games, and a bunch of people that I am forgetting. So apologies to you. But, all right, should we kick into Trials Fusion? I'm going to go back to us. So
I'm gonna let you take the stick on.
Oh, dude, I'm so bad at Trials Fusion, and I don't remember the last time I played it. So I'm sure this will be hilarious.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do Trials Fusion. So this is the other game. For those of you who are just joining us, we are going through the PS Plus games of June, and we are talking about E3 because that is a giant, huge thing that's going on next week. Starting on Saturday, we have the EA press conference. Sunday, Microsoft and Bethesda. Monday, Ubisoft and Sony.
Do you remember when this got announced at E3? It was pretty funny. Was that the guy? That was the guy with like the unicorns and stuff.
This game is just always ridiculous.
Oh, is this Welcome to the Future? Yes.
Yeah, we got a cat with a deagle riding a majestic effing unicorn.
Yeah. Looking forward to any Ubisoft stuff in this year's E3?
I keep forgetting that you just got acorns. You do stuff with acorns in this game. I keep forgetting that Division 2 is a thing. Like, Division 2 is a big thing.
You're talking about Anthem. You're talking about your Destiny likes. Man, that's going to be Destiny like.
And actually, I think, isn't Division going head-to-head with Anthem? I think it was almost... Was it the same release window?
That's ballsy.
Don't quote me on that. But Division was not a bad game. I thought it was a really good first playthrough.
Yeah.
I don't think they really got the end game until more recently with their 1.8 update. I'm looking forward to what they do with that game. It's got potential. It definitely has potential as a game that this year. So I think it is this year. Let me look that up on my phone so I don't give you bad information.
Yeah, you take this, I'll look it up. But
yeah, Division 2 could be really cool. And I totally wonder where it's going to be set. Oh god, I I haven't played enough Trials Fusion to even actually hit the right buttons.
I searched Division 2 on Google, and I got the NCAA Division 2 information and 2 Division Street. So good SEO on that. Ubisoft. Division 2 game. And what we know. So on GameSpot, we have a bunch of articles talking about what we know about games coming up at E3. And if you need a primer on that, then those are good articles to read.
Yeah, I don't actually know when Division's coming out.
Okay, according to this article, co-written by you, Aaron Sampson,
Yeah.
as well as Matt Espinelli, according to an Ubisoft earnings report, the game is expected to release by the end of 2019 fiscal year.
Never mind. Next year.
Which ends before April 2019.
We also have to be very careful because we know things that we
What are you talking about? I don't know anything.
can't say. Not about Division in particular, but just at E3 in general. We make tons of appointments, and then it's easy to forget if the appointment that you made is even a thing you can talk about. So we just have to be very careful about what we can actually say. All right, you're up.
All right. Remind me how to play this game.
You go forward and you lean in directions, and you ride majestic unicorns with deagles.
That's Ubisoft. They have teased Assassin's Creed. I'm pretty excited about that. Oh shit.
They put out a teaser trailer of a man getting This Is Sparta off a cliff, which I'm assuming is how they're all going to get to E3. Just flying off cliffs to E3. That's the Assassin's Creed way.
I mean, Sparta was pretty. Origins was pretty good. I'd be interested in the Spartan setting. There's some. I don't know. What's unique about Spartan settings?
They plug gaps real good and scream with their shirts off.
Yeah, I remember that. I saw that movie once.
They fight a guy from Persia who's got a real pimpin' Escalade. Wait, no, I'm just talking about the movie. They stab elephants real good. I don't know. 300 is in my mind, such a forgettable film. It was just a bunch of shirtless dudes screaming for an hour and a half or something.
Yeah. Steve Kramer seems to be very impressed by this game. So you haven't played Trials Fusion. It actually is quite a fun game. It's about just riding this bike through some crazy environments and sort of getting your sort of pitch and sort of landings right. And yeah, just it's kind of like a speedrun game, like a perfect score kind of game. A score chasing game, rather. I remember playing a lot of this when it came out. What else has Ubisoft got? Like Beyond Good and Evil 2? I'm quite interested to see what that is.
Yeah, I don't even know if Beyond Good and Evil is a game at this point. I feel like
it's an app.
It's a tech demo. It was a tech demo last year. I think my guess is just going to be a tech demo again this year.
Yeah.
I mean, their like social media is often, hey guys, what game do you want?
Yeah. I want Beyond Good and Evil to be Battle Royale, please.
Actually, yeah, speaking of Battle Royale, I think this year we're just going to be reporting on all the games that are not going to have Battle Royale because there's just so many Battle Royale games out at this point.
Dude, we should have... So we're doing like pre and post show, like press conference shows on GameSpot. And I think we should do bingo because the middle square of the bingo card should be Battle Royale.
Drinks. It's going to be a drinking game of
drinking game? Yeah,
every
it's even better.
thing that's not Battle Royale. The Black Ops 4 Battle Royale could be fun, like just in that it's a giant nostalgia trip and it has helicopters, which...
Oh, you can pilot the helicopter?
There's going to be helicopters in it.
Man.
I think a lot of people might get Black Ops 4 just for that mode alone. Because there's no campaign, although they're being cagey. They're talking about situations, so maybe it'll have a campaign and they're just not really calling it a campaign. Something like Rainbow Six Siege, the situations in that game.
Look, it's Call of Duty. It's going to do well. People will enjoy whatever they give them, and that might be the new norm.
That's always been an interesting conversation that I would love to have in depth sometime, which is just... I know there's a lot of people out there who want to have campaigns in multiplayer shooters, but it feels like even if it's your favorite thing in the entire world, it's going to be 8 hours at most or 4 hours at most out of hundreds of hours you're going to put in that game. Is that worth a developer spending millions on? And for a gamer, is it worth not having those millions put into multiplayer? Like, what if you could just have another 14 maps?
Yeah.
What if you could start with like 20 maps instead of 12?
That's a lot of maps. How are we going to learn the maps when there are so many to learn?
I mean, that's the fun part.
I guess so. But, yeah, and you know what? No, there's not going to be a better campaign than Modern Warfare 1, so, like, why even bother, right?
I don't know. Do you guys like campaigns in your shooters? Do you feel that they're worth the time and effort developers put into them? I'd be curious to hear other people's thoughts on that, because I know some people, there's like a whole other subset of fans out there who really don't like multiplayer shooters, so they just buy those games for the campaign.
Yeah, I know plenty of people like that. Yeah, multiplayer shooters can be intimidating to play if you're not good at shooters. You can enjoy a campaign on your own sort of, at your own pace, I guess, and at your own difficulty, which is part of their allure, I guess.
And, you know, games like Titanfall 2 did have a very good campaign.
Yeah.
I would have preferred they'd kept it multiplayer, but I could see going for a wider audience and getting the people who just want that campaign. What if you want Bob Jones saying, what if you want a story-based FPS game without multiplayer?
There are plenty of those out there, and they're good.
BioShock.
Like BioShock. Maybe they'll announce a new BioShock at E3. What do you think? 2K aren't doing anything, right?
Yeah.
BioShock 4. Wait.
BioShock
4 is an NBA 2K. It's a BioShock set NBA 2K.
We were at Judges Week looking at, I think it was BioShock Infinite.
What is Judges Week?
That is the week before E3 when people fly down and see the games beforehand, because E3 is kind of a crazy week for journalists. It's actually hard as a journalist to really enjoy E3. You're just so busy.
Oh, yeah.
So it gives people a little bit of breathing room. But Ken Levine was like, does this game make me seem a little bit crazy?
And the answer was yes.
And the answer was, do I have to answer that question?
The answer was, new phone, who dis?
Will it impact the end of this interview? Maybe a little bit. So, like, I love games like that. I love games that are shooters, first-person shooters second. Like, they have such a crazy idea and, like, a unique setting.
I'm not even paying attention.
Because otherwise, I don't know. Like, shooters, they can only mess with so much in the campaign mechanically. So you have to have a really interesting setting for a first-person shooter that's only a story-based game.
Yeah.
There has to be something that really ties you there other than the shooting. What if your heart fails while you're gaming? Do you even consider this? I'm going to have to read up on what this conversation was that started here.
There have been a lot of heart failures at LAN cafes in China, I tell you.
Do you ever discuss the serious realities of people's eternal destination on the basis of their life on Earth? Or are you gaming everyone and yourselves to hell? Well, I don't know. Like, people...
What does that mean?
People told me I was wasting my time playing video games when I was in school as a kid, and now I do it for a living, so...
My parents still don't know what I do for a living. They don't believe me that.
They're like, you make video games, right?
Oh, I make video games. Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I've always... So this is just my personal perception of video games, but I was fortunate to be able to do traveling growing up, and I see video games as traveling. Like, I think you get the same feelings you do when you travel someplace new and you see something new.
Right.
It enables people to travel places, quite honestly, for like a hell of a lot cheaper than a regular vacation. And like other mediums, like books and films, you can explore some very serious
themes,
subjects in life. I mean, some of it does make you... There are games that will make you rethink your life.
Like Trials Fusion.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing with your life? I've seen multiple studies that it really helps with hand-eye coordination.
Oh, it definitely does.
Oddly enough, like, I know a lot of people who play games. There's like a lot of just everyday people who play games. There's a lot of people who play games to cope with things in their life, and I think it's a good way for them to also just have happiness in their life that helps them get through their day-to-day.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it like a wide range of people who play games for a wide range of reasons. Competitiveness, like a lot of people play sports, and for people who sports isn't accessible, competitive multiplayer shooters, it's a sport. It's like a way for you to feel good and like
be competitive and all the emotions and adrenaline that comes with competition. That's why Fortnite's so big, you know. But yeah, games are also good in sort of experiencing life through the lens of other people, like good new experiences, like traveling. But games are used for a variety of different reasons, and they are valuable in almost all of them.
Plus, at some point, we're just going to hit that matrix point where it's like, what is real? Like, is what real something that can kill you? Is what real, like...
Yeah, what your mind thinks is real? I don't know.
I mean, if you want to get real friggin' philosophical here, money is not real. Like the president, any president, I'm not saying the current president.
He's not real.
Presidents aren't real. It's something that is literally just made up in your mind. Like, there's no physical law of nature that says you have to follow this person. It's just an agreement, right? Money's a drawing. Like, I can just draw a picture and hand it to you.
That's true.
And if you honor that picture, it's money. And if you don't honor that picture, it's a drawing. So if you want to get super philosophical, like, how much of your life is just stuff that you that is only in your brain? It's seriously, like, a lot of it is just in your brain.
These are just arbitrary rules that someone made up. The Constitution is just stuff people made up.
It's literally some crap people wrote on a piece of paper, and
it still says some really weird things, right?
And we just agree to do it. So to take that all back around, what you consider real and what is satisfying in your life is up to you. And if it's gaming, then that's awesome.
Yeah.
Just don't, like, neglect your children or sit in a internet cafe for 3 days and die of exposure.
Always take breaks, people.
Yeah. The Kinect. Remember the Kinect, like, used to yell at you? It's like,
hey, remember Milo? Do you think we'll see Milo at the C3?
Take a break, scrub. Milo. Oh my God, the like creepy young boy simulator. Because that was a great idea. Why don't you simulate a creepy young boy?
Yeah, and like hand him things to the Kinect. Remember how crazy that was? Do you think we'll have like a crazy, like, mind-blowing moment at the C3?
A Milo? I don't know. Like, Kinect is dead. I wish it weren't, because I actually enjoy it quite a lot. But
it had some good ideas.
I don't think we're gonna have any young boy simulators, if that's what you're asking, Ed.
All right. Get off the stream. You think Kudos Noda will make his return? What's he doing now? Remember the Kinect guy?
Oh, the first time I saw him was like, what was it, like Def Jam's?
Oh, like Fight from New York? Did he work on that?
He was working on like a fighting game, and then next thing he was doing Wabam, Here's My Shoe, and Kinect. That was the weirdest. That was the weirdest transition I think I've ever seen in my life. Like, he took on this rap persona to market that game, and then immediately switched up his entire persona for kids.
Oh, man. Dude, if you haven't seen the Wabam Connect demonstration, you must. It's one of the best parts.
It's like, Wabam! And then his avatar, like, did one of the things where it disconnects.
Is that in the history of E3 video? That's on GameSpot?
It is. We have a very excellent history of E3 that Rob and his features team put together. It's probably like in every article we have right now, but you should see it if you haven't seen it. Dark Knight says, video games help me with my PTSD. Yeah, that is awesome, dude.
Dank Knight says, video games help me quit drugs. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a better drug, for sure. Destiny is definitely a drug. It's just, Danny O'Dwyer did a piece when he was doing his stuff here on how, like, Destiny was just designed to like make you peck that disc. It was like these pigeon experiments where they just got a pigeon to peck a disc until it got a reward.
That's right.
It's such a drug, but I don't know. I acknowledge that it is, and I'm okay with it. Yeah. It's my drug of choice outside of caffeine.
I'm surprised that I got through that.
And then Steve is saying, Dark Knight video game helped me get back on drugs. So you go. You live your life, Steven. Arnold needs a notice. We notice you, Arnold.
I forgot what Charles was all about, and now I remember. It's about doing
drugs.
Drugs. Don't do drugs.
Unless it's caffeine. Or legal.
Some people don't take caffeine either. Some people have really great self-control. I'm not one of those people. I drink too much coffee. Ooh. Tell you what, I will need a lot of coffee at E3 next week.
Dark Knight. I don't know, yeah. They just, Anything in moderation, though. Like I said, if you have children, don't game and neglect your children. But do game in front of your children because they might enjoy it.
Then make sure they learn moderation too.
I'll actually occasionally just try things in front of my kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think I know so many people who remember the first rated R movie that their parents let them watch, and it was like actually a positive moment in their life. It was the first moment where you're like, I'm going to treat you like you're an adult. You're mature enough to handle this. Oddly enough, my kids draw the line at zombies right now. We tried to watch Maze Runner or Scorch Trials in front of them.
Oh, yeah.
And they were mad at me for like 2 weeks. They're like, why would you do that to us?
Was it too scary?
There's zombies in it, and they were not having it. And they blame me, which is, I'll take responsibility for that.
Do your kids play games?
Do
they play the Minecrafts?
So, I want them to play Minecraft. You don't realize, so we all started gaming, I think we've had this conversation before, but we all started gaming with a D-pad and 2 buttons.
Yeah.
You realize there's like 16 buttons on this thing you're holding right now?
Oh, yeah, totally.
So they play Kinect, which is one of the reasons why I still love Kinect. But there's a huge barrier to, like, you forget, when you've grown up gaming and you hand somebody who's not a gamer a gamepad, just look at their face.
Yeah.
Like
the coordination it requires to say use 2 analog sticks at once is, you know, you kind of take that for granted. It can be really difficult.
Throwing out to the chat though, what was the first rated R movie your parents let you see? I'm curious if people remember out there.
I don't think my parents knew I was watching R-rated movies.
Ooh, Vera Chase. The argument about overstimulating your brains through excessive gaming. So I've gamed my entire life. I can only speak personal experience here. I can't generalize about other people, but I've gamed my entire life. I've played violent shooters my entire life. I've enjoyed it my entire life. The first time I saw a domestic violence situation on the street of San Francisco, I dropped my phone trying to call the police because I was so shocked. And that was a good example of, like, when you see real violence in real life, it is nothing like a video game. And it is shocking.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, just me personally, I've never been overstimulated to the point in real life where real violence wasn't shocking to me. Maybe it's different for other people. I can't go beyond that. But I would be fine with my kids playing first-person shooters when they get older, as long as they can just demonstrate to me that they understand the difference between the two.
Yeah.
Going back to the Xbox controller, yeah, like it's hilarious when you hand people a controller who have never gamed before, and just there's like buttons and there's sticks and there's touch pads.
And that's why the Wii was so successful, you know? And they've kind of moved away from that, but there are still like motion controls on Switch, because you can take those things off and swing them around like a maniac.
Darkman Forever, Blade was the first movie that made him fear vampires and weird mouths. There were a lot of weird mouths in that movie.
I don't think I've seen the original Blade.
Psycho, that's definitely intense. If your parents showed you Psycho as your first rated R movie, that's an intense first move.
Oh boy.
Bob Jones wants to know, do you think a new version of Skyrim will be announced this E3?
Are there any versions left to announce? We've got VR, we've got Switch, tablet maybe? Wait, it's not on tablet already, is it? No, I don't think so. But,
Skyrim on tablet?
Yeah, why not?
I've intended to play it on VR for about 6 months and just haven't done it.
I can't do VR. Do you think they'll show many VR things at E3? I think, are we past that point of VR?
I mean, speaking from a producer standpoint, I'm a producer here at GameSpot, and we look at what y'all are looking at most of the time, and not a lot of you look at VR. So based on, if they're looking at the same kind of data that we look at on a daily basis, I don't think they're going to talk about VR too much, because it's just not a huge draw for people. Unless it's, I mean, if it's a Bethesda title, maybe.
Yeah, they have gone hard in VR. They had Doom and Skyrim VR last year. And I think Sony still, cares about its VR business.
I still feel like if any VR headset can succeed, it's PSVR, just because I think it's the lowest barrier to entry.
Yeah, but it's also the worst in quality, so
True.
Yeah, let's see how that goes. Oh, I almost had a perfect one. Okay.
Anvil's who works here at GameSpot is saying VR is so cool though. It is so cool. It's just I don't know. I guess it depends on where you're at in life. I think if you have the time and energy at night to do that, man, it's something. It's really weird. Like I wanted VR since Pterodactyl Nightmare, which was like,
What is Pterodactyl Nightmare?
it was an original giant VR thing that looked like Lawnmower Man. It looked like a thing from Lawnmower Man that was in malls in I want to say the early 90s.
Yeah.
And then when I got my hands on VR, it was just like too much of a hassle. Like,
Yeah, it is a big hassle. When they all go wireless, when PlayStation gets a wireless version, then they're in business probably.
that could be really big. Also, this is just my 2 cents, but I think VR needs to have an augmented component to it at all times so that you can just hit a button and see the room you're in.
Totally, 100%.
Like the first time I tried to play a VR space sim, I realized the physical limitation of VR. The second you take your hand off the keyboard, you have to lift up your headset to like get your hands back on the keys. It was just a real like, oh well, this isn't gonna work.
What's that? I was too busy listening to this guy scream. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you.
And then we
That
got
would
shown like a VR fitness game, and that sounds like the worst idea ever because you're gonna just sweat in your headset.
That's true. Although I have read a lot of stories about people getting really fit from playing. I think there's like a VR game called like Beat something. Anyway, it's like a VR rhythm game and like
Beat Saber.
Beat Saber.
People love that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean it's a workout.
But like, so California has where we're based has a pretty temperate climate for the most part. But like, I wonder like people in Louisiana, right? Like where you're getting 100% humidity.
Yeah.
What's that? I can't imagine wearing a VR headset in like the East Coast summer humidity.
Yeah.
Just the physical limitations of those headsets have to be kind of a challenge.
Here was an important bit. The bunny hop.
You got
At the edge
held up,
Okay.
bunny hopping.
raise your front wheel. Then quickly lean forward to nudge
Armchair Assassin's talking about Uplay. I think most distribution services are useless. Uplay is the one exception. I really like how Uplay gives you rewards. Physical rewards. Like when you play...
Physical rewards?
Yeah, so like when the original Division launched, I wanted a gun in that game. And so I went back into Uplay and was like, what haven't I done that I can earn my Uplay rewards to get? And it was like Just Dance 2. And so my wife found me in the room like dancing for a couple of hours for no reason.
So you can get Division stuff?
So I could get Division stuff. And like I got a gun in the Division because I was dancing. And same thing with like Far Cry Blood Dragon. Like you could get a RoboCop pistol from playing other
I
games.
remember that one.
Like, I love how Uplay gives you physical in-game items from playing other games. It's the only service that I know of that does that.
That is pretty neat. Valve does some stuff like that too, not as often as Uplay. But damn, that web interface at least on console is so slow. And the Uplay store on PC is a little annoying, I must say. But then again, I've picked Steam and I don't want to move from it. Yeah, maybe some people have picked Uplay. There's still a lot of stuff in there. Anyway.
Ever since Origin fired up Battlelog,
Oh yeah,
that was the worst it ever got. Was like you fired up Origin, then you fired up Battlelog, then Battlelog needed an update, then Origin needed an update, and then maybe Battlelog needed another update, and then you like took 10 minutes to matchmake into a round.
Nice.
Like since then, everything has been. That's the worst it ever got, and everything's better than that.
That was a dark time.
The internet guy's not a fan of free mobile games, even if they're high definition.
Is he you saying that Trials Fusion is a bad game? I mean, this is an old game, but it's a good game. Trials is a lot of fun. I mean, it might not look like much because I'm playing so well right now. But yeah, it's definitely a good challenge. Yeah, I never played the original Trials HD on 360, but I did play it.
Does this actually look better than that version?
Who's to say? Not me.
I got some people who want to talk about Red Dead 2.
That's going to be a good game, probably.
I wonder what their online component's going to be.
Oh, yeah. I just want to know whether you can pet the horse. That's all I care about.
I did a lot of animal petting in the last Far Cry game.
Yeah.
You can't not hit the pet the like bear button.
Yeah,
when there's a
pet the bear.
bear,
Yep, it's a good time.
and there's a button to pet the bear, how can you not? You're a monster if you don't pet the bear.
Yeah. But Far Cry was supposed to kill on animals too. So it's the extremes that make that game good.
Games that you are most hyped about at E3 that never happened. That's a good question.
Never happened. Yeah, what are all those games gone missing? Like Agent, Rockstar's Agent. Maybe like the Blizzard, new Blizzard MMO that became Overwatch.
Oh, was it Ghost?
Oh
that
yeah,
was another game.
StarCraft Ghost.
StarCraft
yeah.
Ghost was an interesting idea.
Yeah, that was supposed to be in the N64.
Yeah, that I went way back on that one. We totally did a piece. It's the game that turned into Overwatch, but now I don't even remember what that game was.
Oh, Scalebound.
Scalebound.
Platinum has been a bit rough lately. I do love Platinum, but if they didn't think Scalebound was good, what hope did any of the rest of us have?
Was that the game where the dude was like listening to the music while killing dragons?
Yeah, you put on headphones, rode a dragon, and yeah.
I wonder what the pitch was. Rainbow Six Patriots.
That was a good trailer. I remember.
I don't see any reason why Rainbow Six Patriots couldn't have been rolled up into situations in Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Siege's situations were... They could have put more effort into them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if they had wrapped up some of Patriots into it.
Rainbow Six. Very good. Well, Aaron.
Are you Peterson?
It's 1 o'clock. What do you reckon? Are we going to keep playing Trials?
Do you want to go? We can just do like one more round and then we'll wrap up.
Alrighty.
Let everybody get on with their day. But for those of you who are just joining us now, we'll probably play one more round and then head out. We're looking at the free games of PS Plus for June. That is XCom 2 and Trials Fusion, both games that are highly rated on the GameSpots. And to take our conversation way back, if you haven't played XCom 2, I highly recommend it. And if you have $40 to spare, go buy the War of the Chosen edition of this game because it is superior.
And Trials Fusion is a very good time too. It's very simple. It only uses one button and the analog stick. It's all about balance and doing your best. And that's, what all of us should really aspire to do.
Riding motorcycles over blimps and doing our very best.
Yeah, that's right. It's an insane game. It's also, have you heard about the conspiracy theories around this game?
I have not, but now I'm curious.
Oh, dude, there are so many hidden things in this game that hint at a larger, narrative conspiracy.
See, Eric?
Yeah. It's hard to explain. There's some really good wrap-up articles about it on the internet, but it's very intriguing. It's like it's Lost-style conspiracy.
Huh.
And there were just like little clues just hidden in the levels that you would probably never see because you're too busy going fast. But yeah, I wish I could give you more detail, but I just know it's out there, and it's very interesting to read about.
The conspiracy is this game is designed to eat your life.
It's designed to eat your life also.
Five Nights really wants us to talk about Walking Dead. The cinematic trailers for that have been surprisingly awesome.
Are we talking about... Which one are we talking about?
Well, so isn't there's two versions, right? There's a co-op shooter version. Don't quote me on this.
Oh, Overkill's The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Like the Payday guys, right?
Yeah. So there's like a co-op shooter version, which, I don't know, like if it's anything like Payday, I loves some Payday, so I would like that. I don't know if that's the same one that had the cinematics, but the cinematics were surprisingly awesome also. So yeah, good call. Walking Dead has a lot of potential in game form.
Yeah, Telltale just announced the final season of Telltale Games The Walking Dead Adventure. I think they just announced that today.
You ate that wall with your face.
Ate that wall. But yeah, apparently it's the final chapter in Clementine's saga. It has some new stuff, like a Telltale game that has unscripted combat. So that'll be interesting to see. And also a third-person perspective.
How much waggle is involved?
Yeah.
It's all phone waggle.
Alright. I can finish this world. I can finish this world.
You can do it.
I can do it.
So much of the random, but so much of like the Switch, when the Switch first came out, was just about how they could hide obscene gestures. Like milking the cow and eating food and like just everything out of context in the original Switch announcement just looks sexual. I'm not gonna lie. I wonder if someone at Nintendo knew what they were doing.
They definitely knew what they were doing.
See Air Green, thanks for joining us.
Okay, go up.
Like, sure, you're milking a cow. That's what you're doing.
Nicely done. Remember that when you're not doing a trick, you return to your bike. How about another trick?
I will.
I feel like this should be a thing in real life.
Like a
You and a motorcycle in a
like an indoor skydiving.
Indoor skydiving chamber.
That's going to be pretty powerful. Okay, so upside down. Speaking of odd movements. Okay.
I don't know at what point in this game you get the unicorn, but this is... You were just all over this bike. I think you have to actually...
There you go.
At a certain point here, you have to get consent from this bike. There's no implied consent here with this bicycle.
This is a good game.
Hi, Liam. Sorry, I think you're joining us towards the end of our stream. We are trying to get implied consent from this bike so that we can ride it through one more level in Trials Fusion. Super summary, free games at PS Plus. Play XCom and Trials Fusion. They're both amazing, awesome games that you should play. And also follow up, no, there's nothing better you can be doing with your life right now. Definitely play XCOM and Trials.
Hey, they're free.
They're free with the subscription.
I done it.
You got the Fox Bat. Not the Flamin' Unicorn, but...
Well, no, we won't get there. But you can get there if you decide to pick up these games. And I will do one last track. Then we'll call it a day.
We're dedicated to Trials Fusion. I was pretty excited earlier that my hostage made it in XCOM. I thought it was.
I think you did well for this. This setup, this scenario where you can't pay attention. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here.
You're supposed to be.
Is this just a trap?
Just glow. Just be yourself, Ed.
Am I supposed to be doing tricks?
I mean, aren't you always supposed to be doing tricks? When are you not?
Okay. I should have read the mission brief.
I don't know why, but I just like randomly have this great feeling that like parkour isn't a thing anymore. Remember when parkour was like a popular thing and everybody just wanted to dangerously walk around San Francisco? Actually, I don't know. No. There's a curb. I want to break my ankle on that curb.
Now it's all about scooters, I noticed. It's weird seeing so many scooters in this city.
Dude, the number of electric things that fly by on a daily basis now are out of control. I don't know, for those of you not in the know, and then we'll end our stream on this, but the most random thing ever to end our stream on. But San Francisco was invaded by scooters about 2 weeks ago. Like, literally, you just walked out, and suddenly there were electric scooters on every street corner. And people flying by on electric scooters, and, like, people ghost riding electric scooters. It was hilarious, awesome, and frightening all at the same time. So I hope your city does not get invaded by electric scooters.
There probably will. Yes, it's been a weird time in this city. All right, so Aaron, thank you for joining us on this stream where we played PS Plus games. There's lots of stuff coming up on GameSpot soon. Lots of live stream stuff, lots of video stuff for E3 2018. What can people expect?
Don't forget to join us this weekend. So EA press conference on Saturday. We got Microsoft and Bethesda on Sunday. Ubisoft and Sony on Monday. We'll also be down at EA Play, getting you all the info on all the EA games.
Yeah. So be sure to smash that like button
And
subscribe to.
Oh man, there was a YouTuber who actually used a proper verb with the bell. You know, like the bell on YouTube that notifies you. And there's like no verb you can use with that bell. Like ding that bell sounds dumb.
Ring the bell.
Smack that bell.
Click the bell.
So do the nasty to that bell if you want notifications at E3. We're kind of keeping our volume down a little bit this year, so we'll try not to spam people so much.
Yeah, but we'll cover all the big games for sure. So yeah.
But make sure you join us next week, and thank you so much for joining us on this free games of PS Plus.
Goodbye. You be good.
Have a great day.
Be good at it. Wait, I'm not allowed to say that. Goodbye.